So if we've established that the path of the golf club to slice the golf ball must be travelling from the out to in line, the next thing we know that must be happening if the ball is slicing is the club face must also be open. Our hands are obviously the connection to the golf club, so what the hands do is dramatically going to control what the club face does during the impact phase. And if the hands aren't doing enough, the club face isn't doing enough, and the ball's going to slice off to the right hand side. And by the nature of the club face not doing enough, I mean that the club face as it comes down towards the golf ball will be aiming to the right. It will be open, as it is for every golfer during this part of the swing. So as a right-handed golfer, it's aiming right of target. As that club face comes round to the golf ball, it's going to square itself up, and as it continues through, it's going to aim closed and aim left. But if my hands and arms don't do any rotating through the impact phase, I hold the club face open for too long, delivering it in this open position, that's going to send the ball off to the right-hand side. So a lot of golfers who aren't releasing the golf club efficiently through impact will have the club face held in this open position, blocking the ball off down the right hand side. So the releasing of the golf club is something that's really fundamentally important to help us to square that club face up. And the releasing is the hinging of the club this way corresponds to a hinging of the club this way. If we're hinging this way but not releasing, the club face is held open, ball slices. Great exercise to help us release the golf club would be the feeling of splitting the hands up. When we split the hands up in this fashion, we encourage ourselves to release the golf club. The right hand has to travel further than the left as a right-handed golfer, and I start to release the club over. As I feel that happening, I can see the club head starting to aim left. As I turn to the golf ball, a couple more releases of my hands there, then go ahead and take a setup. If I release my hands too quickly and my hands release fast through impact, I'm going to hook the ball away low to the left-hand side. Now, not a good golf shot, granted, not something I want to do long term, admittedly, but if I'm hooking the ball that way instead of slicing the ball that way, at least it shows I've got a good, clear understanding of what my fault might have been and how I can start to correct my fault. Yes, I've overcooked it, but as we've talked a couple of times, doing that exaggeration, doing that too much hard work with the hands is a great way of feeling the correct motion. To stop the club face being open, to deliver it in a closed position by releasing my hands will often be a good feeling. Once I've got that hooking away to the left-hand side a little bit more, I can then temper that back down, start to control that a bit better and start to produce square club face, which is ultimately going to help me hit the ball straighter and eradicate the slicing bad shots.